paste. There we go. I can't say I love the music. It's not my favorite. Jaina, I think you need to mix some new music for Kahoot. Okay, there we go. We're in. Can you guys hear that music?
I can be the music if you want.
I'm so much better. Puppy power. Renee is in. We've got Sleepy. Is that you, Kaden?
Sleepy. Where's the rest of the dwarves? The Sleepy and Doc and
Seriously. We've got Burger.
Scrappy Doo. A dream burger. A dream burger sounds really good right now.
Yeah.
I don't normally crave hamburgers, but right now, oof, that sounds good.
That does sound good. All the snacks. And we've got Bucky, Maria, Dwayne Johnson, Jane. Oh my gosh. Kaden, you're cracking me up. There are more than 12 of us in the house. Grumpy. Bayonet. Is that like supposed to trick me into saying something inappropriate? Oh my gosh, these names are cracking me up. We are up to 16. And I might have to start dancing to this music. We've got Mila and Indigo Montoya.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. That's the best movie. I actually knew a kid when I lived out in Arizona whose name was Pashko Montoya. And let me tell you, every time somebody met him, they were like, "Oh, my name is Pashko Montoya." You He's like, "Oh my gosh, I hate it so much."
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. You guys crack me up. All right, I'm gonna wait a couple more seconds. Get yourself logged in. We're doing it. The puppy's playing too. Be like, whine once for answer A. Whine twice.
Come here. Let's get up here. You can help me.
So sweet.
You're gonna help me? You push all the buttons. Thank you. Super helpful.
It's like puppy sounds are so identifiable. They're not dog sounds. Puppy sounds are the sweetest little puppy sounds.
Well, he is starting to find his little growly, like, bark. Oh, it's the funniest thing. The first time I was like, he sounds like a gremlin. What was that?
He's like, I will find my voice.
Well, and I think it's funny because he's so little now, but he's going to be bigger than our dog. And so I'm like, it's going to be hilarious to me to see this. Our dog Millie, she's probably about 45, 50 pounds. She doesn't look like she's that big. She's smaller in stature. She's just thick. And I'm like, she is going to be the boss right now, but I can't wait till this puppy gets.
You're like, wait, you've got something coming.
Wait.
That's awesome. All right, shall we start? I mean,
let's start.
Don't want to just wait for people that aren't coming. I'm happy with this number. Let's go. All right. After which event could you say that evolution has occurred? I believe the quicker you select your answer, the more points you get. Is it a white-eyed fly is born into a population of brown-eyed flies? A new predator comes? An allele frequency changes in a population, or an animal gets fat? Ooh, good. I think we did a good job on that. 16 of us got that answer correct. This was from yesterday, right? So we know that evolution has changed. We don't have to know that it's the geographic thing or that they can't mate, right? The white-eyed fly wouldn't probably be born among the brown-eyed flies because it needs to be in a different geographic big location. But we know it's a new species because that allele frequency changes. Good job. Ooh, the leaderboard. Shania's on top by Mayenet. It's Sleepy, A Dream, and Renee. Okay. Question 2. What is true? Ooh, about disruptive selection. Disruptive. The frequency of the middle pattern is highest. Combines 2 into 1. It favors the 2 on the end. Or a new pattern is the most common. What do you think? Dun, dun, dun. I feel it's about the same spread. Thank you, all of you in chat that are being helpful. Yes, it is 16. Oh shit, it is 16. It is C. It's 16 if you got it. That's good. So the middle pattern decreases. All right, this is where you have to read it. Remember how disruptive favors both ends of the spectrum. So if we talked about like weak, average strength, and strong, it's going to favor the very strong and the very weak. All right, we talked about stabilizing. Stabilizing is going to favor the medium, the average, and directional is going to only favor one end. So good job, because that was a different way of reading that question. Sleepy and I like hot dogs move to the top. Mila is the highest climber. And urine borrowed twice. Oh. About 96% of the information in human DNA is found in gorilla DNA. What evidence could this support? We have similar DNA. We have DNA that is similar to gorillas. What do you think? The gong at the end of that is so dramatic. Gong. C is the favorite answer in this Kahoot as well. So it's saying that gorillas and humans may have diverged from a common ancestor. All right. So anytime that you're going to see that two species have common DNA or DNA that has similarities, we could make assumptions that over time, that just like we talked about with the allele frequency patterns and mutations and geographic isolation, that could have been the cause from them to diverge from a common ancestor. All right. Sleepy and I like hot dogs staying on top. You're like, that was pretty accurate. Up 8 places on our board is Puppy Power. Are we ready? Here we go. Get your clickers ready. Which group of organisms can be considered a population? A population. Group of skunks living in the same forest. Different kinds of butterflies in the same patch of a rainforest. All buffaloes in North America. Or freshwater salmon. Think about the difference between a population and a species. We talked about this with the chickens. Good. I'm not stumping you guys. I'm not stumping you. The butterflies question was the next chosen answer, and that's meaningful to bring up because they are types of butterflies, but it would kind of be like if we put like types of sheep or types of goats. Just because they're the same type of organism may not mean that they're the same type of species. All right, and a population is a geographic area. So we talked about the chickens living in Piqua versus chickens living in Kent versus chickens living in Cincinnati, and that they all may be the same species of chicken, but they're different populations. Their populations are smaller based on the geographic location. So populations are going to be geographically related to each other. See where we are. A dream moving up on the board. Got Sleepy rolling at the top, and I like hot dogs. Nice job. 4 in a row. Here we go. Natural selection acts on living things, usually through a specific trait. Which statement must be true? A trait is the same for all organisms. All forms of the trait have the same impact on survival. The trait is resistant to mutations, or the trait is passed on genetically to the next generation. What do you think? Good. I'm not going to lie. I think this is a weird question. And even as a teacher, I overthought it. I would not have been number 1 in answering this question because I was like, wait a minute. But it is what you think it is. Don't make it more complicated than it has to be. Natural selection works because our traits are passed on from one generation to the next generation to the next generation, and that's how nature helps choose or weed out which alleles are expressed more frequently. Good job, guys. Sleepy got knocked down. We've got I like hot dogs, a dream, Sleepy, urine barrel twice, and Bucky at the top of the board. Good job, guys. Which type of selection is illustrated by these 2 graphs? Ooh, I kind of love this question. Which one is this? How does nature choose? Is it natural selection? Well, they're all natural selection. Disruptive, directional, or stabilizing? Which one chooses that middle ground? They're all types of natural selection. Yep. Good job. Stabilizing. Remember, stabilizing is the one that favors that middle, average, moderate trait. I love it. Good job. Let's check out the leaderboard. I also would like to just applaud those of you that are getting the right answers but aren't showing up on the board, because I get anxiety when I do things like this, and I also get anxiety when I take tests. I'm never the fastest at these. I am never quick when answering these questions. So if you're discouraged because you're answering them correctly and your name is not showing up on this board and you're like, meh, I see you. Yes, I see you, because that is me to a T. I'm also super proud of you, those of you who are on there and quick and decisive. That's a trait I wish I had. Oh, thank you, Mila. All right, how does comparing the embryos of different organisms support the theory of evolution? So we're going to look at embryos of different organisms. How could that support evolution? All embryos are identical. The stages of development are similar, suggesting a common ancestor, or all embryos resemble the other embryos in that group. We didn't really talk about this a lot, so give it your best go. Yes. So on any of these questions that it's going to say, does this support evolution or whatever else, you're always going to be looking for not just direct comparisons, but DNA genetic comparisons. And a lot of the times, our embryonic stage is much simpler, right? Our undeveloped form is much simpler and easier to compare to species that we may have commonalities with. All right, so that would be a good test strategy to take, that if you're looking for an evolution answer like this, that you're going to look for similarities, whether it be in their genes and their genetic composition or in their embryo stage. Look it up there, Jana, moving up the board. Sleepy I like hot dogs, keeping this going strong. Good job, guys. Mr. Wicks up there twice again. Here we go. 8 of 9. Which statement best explains genetics represented by the cladogram? We made one of these the other week. Right? These show us similarities between organisms. The closer they are together on the cladogram, the more commonalities they have. So a common ancestor indicates that 4 once had identical genotypes. Is that what it means? So there are no genetic similarities. Lizards and snakes are more genetically alike than lizards and birds. Or 4 types of animals no longer have any genetic similarities. What could this tell us? What do these intersecting lines tell us about their relationship with one another? Good. Good. Good majority here. Lizards, snakes are more genetically alike than lizards and birds. Remember, with those cladograms, if they're on the same cladogram, they have something that they have in common. All right, they have something, even if it's only one feature or trait, they have something in common. So that's one thing to remember about those cladograms. Just like we did the automobiles, remember, the one commonality that they had is that they were all automobiles. They all had at least one wheel. Awesome. Let's move into the final question. In which location would a population may most likely be geographically isolated? a rainforest, a river, an island, or a wetland? Where would they be geographically isolated? Two, one. Good. We all got that, right? The island is going to be the most geographically isolated because there's water surrounding it. Depending how isolated that island is, really would probably um, have a lot to do with, obviously if it's a bird, it can fly, but other organisms that don't have the ability of flight or swimming, they are definitely stuck there. And so that would be a really good example of how something might get brought over on a boat or a ship or by humans and get left on an island and then go through geographic isolation and potentially speciation if it would be able to survive. The podium. Dun, 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 dun. Bucky, Sleepy, and I like hot dogs. Go ahead and do your victory dance. Who's I like hot dogs and Sleepy. I'm gonna stop sharing because I want to come back. JB, way to go! Wait, hold on. I just missed who I like hot dogs is. Ah! I'm coming back because I want to see. Ah! Oh my word, hold on. It's all popped up on there. Who is I like hot dogs? Oh, I'm in private chat, that's why. Room chat. Katie? Good job, Katie! Rockstar! And like I said, I am super proud of all of you because, and JB and Jaina. So proud of you guys. Really, truly, because even if you weren't the top 3, but you're getting these right, I just feel so good knowing that you guys you're maintaining this knowledge of things that we've learned this chapter and that you should do well on your test that is open for you to take today. All right. If you have questions, you can stick around. If not, I am cool with letting you go 5 minutes early. I feel super proud of the progress you've made. You have your test today too, so you could even go start that. Really, really, really good job. You have a wonderful day too, Diamond. Great job today, JB. Have a good day, Jarrett. Thanks, Madison. Have a good day too. Bye, Micah. You too. Bye, Peyton. Did I answer all your questions? I feel bad. My chat was exploding today. Okay, just text me if I missed something. No problem at all.